Hello everyone, this is Jaden Brooks, and this is my second channel. I haven't been on YouTube for quite a minute, you know. It's been one of the craziest months of my life, to be honest with you. Frick, this sun is in my eyes like crazy. But it's been one of the craziest months of my life, if I'm being honest with you. And I want to share some lessons that I already knew, but I've really learned to fully apply in this past month, based on different experiences that I'll kind of go into a little bit. That are hopefully just going to help you kind of unlock that better lifestyle for yourself as well. So yeah, anyway, the lesson that I really want to talk to you guys about today is being 100% authentic. And I know it's kind of like an overused term in today's world. It's kind of a term that literally is like everyone started saying it since the rise of like Hams and all these different people. But I really do think that living authentically is such an important thing, and it's something that I've very much had the first-hand experience with in the past month. So I'll kind of give you guys a short, very undetailed story about what's kind of happened in the past month. Basically, there was something that I did that I thought and still think was the right move for me, for the business, for everything. And some family members, I won't name them, but some family members in my family did not think that way. They disagreed. No matter how much I talked about it, no matter how much we kind of tried to come to agreement, they would never agree. And they got, in my opinion, extremely hostile, extremely emotional about the situation. And I don't want to talk too much bad about my family, but they did not handle the situation maturely in my eyes. And it's calmed down now. Like, I'm not on bad terms with, I'm definitely not as close to my family as I was, but I'm not on bad terms with a lot of my family. It's just, I just didn't respect the way that they handled the situation. And anyway, the point is, and maybe I'll go into it in more detail in the future. Since it's so new, like if my family saw this video, then they might be pissed off and it might reignite the situation. But anyway, so when this kind of happened, before I fully decided that I was going to do this thing, that it would make them pissed off, but it would be best for me, for the business. Before I decided that, like, I already knew they weren't going to like it. I did. It was pretty obvious. They made it very clear, but I still decided to do it anyway, because it was what's right for me. I knew if I didn't have done it, I would have been living in fear, because I was afraid of how they'd react. I was afraid of the way that they would portray me, and to the rest of the family, I was afraid of the way they would see me themselves. And I really think that, like, if there was one reason I wasn't going to do it, it was because of fear. And this is why stoicism is so important, because if you you can't act on your emotions. All right, so if I chose to stay in fear, that would be the opposite of stoicism, basically. If I chose to not do this thing that I knew would be right, despite everyone else telling me not to do it and all that, if I would have stayed in that fear, that's not stoicism, because I'm not living authentically. I'm living how my emotions are telling me to live, and my emotions are based on current circumstances or based on how the people around me are threatening me by doing this decision. So anyway, I know it's super vague because I'm not getting into details of the situation, but I really want you to fully be authentic today. Make a goal just for today, at least for today, so that way you get some practice in. I want you to be 100% authentic. If someone asks you, hey, do you want to do this? You can literally just be like, no, I do not want to do it. Or if they say, hey, are you free tonight? You can be like, yes, and then they're like, all right, let's do this. And you're like, then you can be like, no. I want you to be 100% authentic, because if you're not, if you live lies constantly, which I have like kind of almost been training my brain to do over the past years, unconsciously, like constantly saying yes to things I don't want to say yes to, constantly giving into what other people want rather than what I want. And when I was living that way, I was so much more unhappy. I felt like I got always angry and resentful all the time, and it was because of my own doing. And yes, when you start being more authentic, it's going to be hard, because people are going to be angry at you. People are going to not always like what you have to say, or not always like the decision that you make, but you have to stand by that decision. You have to accept that fact. As a man, you have to accept the fact that people are not going to always like what you have to say, what you have to do, what you want to do. So, but if you don't, if you choose to remain inauthentic, if you choose to remain behind the wall of fear that's keeping you from being authentic, if you choose to remain like that, then you're not even living your own life. You're living someone else's life, right? So imagine, you know, however old you are, like let's say you're 20 right now, like so you probably have like 70, 60 years left or so. So imagine like 60, 70 years from now, you're on your deathbed and are you going to be super happy that you lived someone else's life? Or are you going to regret not living your own life, doing what you wanted to do? And that's the lesson, that's the question I really want you to ask yourself. Because for me, the answer was, fuck no, I'm not going to live how other people want me to live. And people aren't going to like that. I'm going to let you know right now, a lot of people are not going to like that. And most of the time, those are not people that you want in your life. Especially for me, bro, it was crazy seeing how everything kind of played out, and I kind of got to see the true colors of different people and who I want in my life and who I want to, you know, lessen the amount of them that I have in my life, or to completely cut out some people. So, and it's going to be hard, but that's kind of the lesson for today, is be 100% authentic and continue to do 100% you, even though it sounds cliche, even though it sounds whatever. I need you to, I need you. You need to do this for yourself, because otherwise you're going to end up with tons of regrets, tons of resentment down the line. And I don't want that for you. You don't want that for yourself, I'm guessing. But you have to be authentic about it. So ask yourself the question and try to be as authentic as possible. Stop living how other people want you to live. And that's kind of the lesson for today. I don't think there's anything else. Just make sure to be authentic. I keep repeating myself. But I need to get better at these unfiltered videos. I'm used to all the, you know, jump cuts and all this, and this is my first video in like 2 or 3 months, so kind of embarrassing. But got to get this one out anyway. I will be uploading pretty consistently on here, and with daily or not daily lessons, we'll see. But that's all for now. I will see you later. Adios.